రాష్ట్ర కాంగ్రెస్ సమన్వయ కమిటీ గాంధీ భవన్లో సమావేశమైంది. రాష్ట్ర కాంగ్రెస్ వ్యవహారాల ఇన్ఛార్జ్ దిగ్విజయ్ సింగ్, ఏఐసీసీ కార్యదర్శి కుంతియా, పీసీసీ చీఫ్ ఉత్తమ్, సీఎల్పీ నేత జానారెడ్డి, ఇతర నేతలు హాజరయ్యారు. రాష్ట్రంలో ప్రస్తుత రాజకీయాలు, గ్రేటర్ ఎన్నికలపై నేతలు చర్చించారు. ఎన్నికల్లో అనుసరించాల్సిన వ్యూహాలపై డిస్కస్ చేశారు నేతలు. ఇక సమావేశం తర్వాత రాష్ట్ర వ్యవహారాల ఇన్ఛార్జ్ దిగ్విజయ్ సింగ్ మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు లైవ్ చూద్దాం.
They will say one thing, then make a complete U-turn. In this also, they have made a complete U-turn and are trying to placate the sentiments of the so-called settlers. There are no settlers in the Hyderabad. Everyone who has made Hyderabad a city of his residence or her residence is a Hyderabadi. And no time period can be fixed for anyone to become a Hyderabadi. I was very amused when I read the statement of KTR, Mr. KTR today, that they have moved in from Siddipet to Hyderabad. So they are also, if it category of settlers, they are also settlers from outside. I am very amused. I wish they had acted according to that from the very beginning. The Congress party gave reservation to the minority community, and because of which number of students from the minority community have become doctors, engineers and have got government jobs. And Mr. KCR had promised that the reservation percentage will be increased from 4% to 12%. Now he is again done a complete U-turn on this. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu and Mr. KCR are now hugging each other, garlanding each other and praising each other, which may be a good thing, as both are holding constitutional position. But let us not forget what happened last year during the elections, when the phone tapping incident took place, and subsequent to that the abusive language used by the two chief ministers. Even things had gone to such an extent that people were talking about it, that the Telangana police may go and take action against the Chief Minister of Andhra. I am also very amused to hear Chandrababu Naidu speaking in Telangana and taking credit for the creation of the state of Telangana, and talking against the bifurcation in Andhra. All these things the regional parties can do, but the Congress party, being a national party, we cannot do all these things. We promised Telangana, and after the due consultation process, we gave the state of Telangana. Let us not forget that Mr. KCR, with only 2 members of parliament in the Lok Sabha, would never have achieved the new state of Telangana without the support of the Congress party. The people of Telangana are grateful to the decisive role played by Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and Dr. Manmohan Singh. And Mr. KCR, who had gone with his whole family to convey his gratefulness to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and had personally committed to her that he will stand by the Congress party, and he also suggested the merger of TRS and the Congress party. I was not there in the meeting, but the next day I was there in the meeting when Mr. KCR, Mr. KTR met Mr. Rahul Gandhi. And there also Mr. KCR categorically had conveyed his commitment to the Congress party to Mr. Rahul Gandhi in front of me. But then Mr. KCR has his own style of functioning, which I'm sure you all people know. Mr. Narendra Modi, who used to speak in most derogatory language against the Pakistan, went to Pakistan in a very informal manner, which I think was the most unbecoming of an Indian Prime Minister. And the result was 2 days later an attack on our air base, Air Force Station in Pathankot. It is also very important to note the behavior of the SP Salvinder Singh in the incident. What was he doing at midnight with a jeweler and his cook without his security? As the information has now come in, there was an intelligence warning of infiltration of some of the terrorists in that border. And this information was there with the Punjab police. But the Punjab police did not act the way it should have. The National Investigative Agency is investigating the incident, and the Deputy Chief Minister of Punjab is opposing the investigation by the national agencies. It is an open secret that the Punjab police and the politicians of a particular party are totally involved in drug trafficking in Punjab from across the border. It is also a fact that ISI draws its most of its funding through drug trafficking also. So therefore, we demand that the National Investigative Agency should look into the whole incident, that whether Mr. Salvinder Singh was there to facilitate a safe passage to the drug traffickers, or was in some kind of a league with the people who infiltrated as terrorists. This is a serious issue, and the Congress party demands an unbiased investigation which must be made public as soon as possible. After 26/11, lot of senior leaders' heads rolled. Senior leaders of the Congress party and the UPA rolled. But after this incident, the BJP has not taken action against anyone. The role of Mr. Ajit Doval, the NSA, has been questioned also. When there was an army unit close by, we could have easily taken on the terrorists. The National Security Advisor chose in his own wisdom to send National Security Guard, which is not trained to handle such situations. This is another lapse, serious lapse on the part of Government of India. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister has given a clean chit to Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor, while most of the army people have questioned the decision to send National Security Guard and not hand over the operation to the Indian Army. There is a report in the IBN also, IBN 7, that in Mr. Nawaz Sharif's granddaughter's wedding, even Dawood Ibrahim was a guest. We demand a clarification from the government of Pakistan, and also the government of India should immediately ask the Indian High Commissioner in Pakistan to give facts. If Mr. Nawaz Sharif is hosting the Indian Prime Minister on one evening and hosting Mr. Dawood Ibrahim on the next evening, is a matter of serious concern to all of us. Finally, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi had said, "Na khaunga, na khane dunga." But I have given a letter to the Prime Minister and to the CVC regarding a shining example of crony capitalism, nepotism and corruption of Mr. Nitin Gadkari, where a single tender was accepted and the bid was given to a company, IRB Infrastructures Limited, which is basically a Maharashtra-based company, which thrived during the tenure of Mr. Nitin Gadkari when he was the Minister for PWD in Maharashtra. Most of the contracts were given to Mr. Dattatreya Maheskar's company of IRB Infrastructures Limited. Then more than 100 crore was given an unsecured loan to Purti company, of which Gadkari family had promoted. And another subsidiary company of the IRB Infrastructures Limited, Nikhil Nitin Gadkari, son of Mr. Nitin Gadkari, was a director in this company in year 2009, 2010, 2011. All this shows is enough evidence of close business links of Mr. Nitin Gadkari and his family and the family of Maheskars, the owners of IRB Infrastructures Limited. The CVC guidelines have been violated and a contract worth 10,000 crores has been given to a single bidder, which is unheard of. And my information is that Mr. Nitin Gadkari bullied and forced the other bidders to back off to allow IRB infrastructure to be given the contract of this tunnel in Jammu Kashmir. This company doesn't have the experience also to work at high altitudes. But I'm sure Mr. Narendra Modi is not going to act because he does not believe on what he had said. He does not practices what he preaches. Na khaunga, na khane dunga. His slogan should have been, मैं खूब खाऊंगा तुम्हें भी खाने दूंगा लेकिन दूसरे को नहीं खाने दूंगा.